So I've been posting a lot of my swag OBSTAGOON wins on Twitter recently, and I figured it's time that I share with you guys my current Season 3 Go Battle League team, the OBSTAGOON lead. So what's going on with this squad here? Well, I wanted a lead that could handle G-Fisk, Abomasnow, Drifblim, and most importantly, that double legacy Dugong. Icy Wind is going to get nerfed eventually, guys. I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're going to have to nerf that Icy Wind. So I wanted a lead that could handle those 4 Pokemon really well, and OBSTAGOON was it. Mostly counter damage, pretty good against these strategies. So why OBSTAGOON over other counter users? Well, OBSTAGOON does have an out to Azumarill. Not many counter users have that. It's got the gunk shot. It can put that Azumarill in the trash can. And yeah, other counter users, not happening. I mean, Toxicroak does have that kind of swag as well, but loses to Drifblim. Doesn't beat it. Deoxys Defense Form also loses to Drifblim most of the time, doesn't exactly beat it. But the OBSTAGOON, golden. Another cool thing about the OBSTAGOON is that it hatches basically at level for Great League PvP. You just have to evolve it and you're ready to go. And that charge move only costs 10k Stardust, so it's not even a big investment to just have a battle ready Great League OBSTAGOON. So who to pair up with the OBSTAGOON? Well, I'm going with Shadow Hypno. Why? Because OBSTAGOON has doubled up weaknesses to fighting type attacks. It's a counter user, but Dark is weak to counter and Normal weak to counter. Can't handle other counter users. So Hypno comes in, straight up deletes those fighting type Pokemon, which is great for OBSTAGOON. Normally I run Ice Punch and Thunder Punch on my Shadow Hypno. In Season 3 here, I'm going with Shadow Ball instead of the Ice Punch because there's basically no Altaria, very few Tropiuses, because like who's gonna bring these super ice weak Pokemon in a meta where like Abomasnow, Drifblim, Dugong are like freaking everywhere. So I felt Shadow Ball would be the better option for that reason. And I've noticed that a lot of people don't seem to expect Shadow Ball coming from the Shadow Hypno. They always expect it to be Double Punch, and that's been working out for me. And the final Pokemon to bring it all home is the Azumarill. I've been tinkering around with other options. At first I was using a Drifblim for this role, but now I'm using the Azumarill. I feel like the Azumarill is a little bit more consistent for it. The basic idea is that if you lose the lead with OBSTAGOON, you don't really want to swap to Hypno, because then they're just going to swap in a Steel type Pokemon and completely obliterate you. Or even worse, an Umbreon. You don't want an Umbreon to swap into your swap-locked Hypno. That's a no. That's a Hypno. So Azumarill's just that bulky, safe swap kind of option. I bring it in, maybe I get a shield from my opponent, maybe they can't react to a Azumarill, so I end up winning the swap. Whatever happens, Azumarill is a pretty safe option to bring in and can poise me to win the end game, so I appreciate it. I'm using the Ice Beam with the Hydro Pump. I like the Hydro Pump so I can actually win a broad variety of fights. Yes, it sucks when they bring in the Play Rough Azumarills, but from what I've noticed, like Hydro Pump versus Play Rough, it's really not that bad. Like, it brings them down a lot with the Hydro Pump still. None of you shield anyways, so it's like, whatever. Not the best case scenario, but not the worst case scenario. And without further ado, let's get into the battles. So here I have 6 battles for you at 2.5 speed. I hope you enjoy these matches. So first opponent here is Country Nerd 24, leading in the Hypno against the OBSTAGOON. So this is a very one lead for me because I've got the Night Slash, man. I'm doubly resisting those confusions. This is not a good situation for the Hypno. So I don't know why I didn't swap out sooner. Very free win. He comes in with the OBSTAGOON, hoping to farm down my OBSTAGOON, taking it out. But I throw the Night Slash, get a shield from him, swap to the Azumarill. Very useful pivot here. Now, this is a sped up video, so you don't notice it, but I do pause here for the Hyper Beam, because he was in range to do a Night Slash and a Gunk Shot. Fortunately, he had the Hyper Beam, so the shield was well spent. It was not a Gunk Shot, not a Night Slash, so yeah, I hope Country Nerd is watching this right now and has learned the way of the trash can. Definitely better than the beam. And Azumarill from there kind of runs away with the game. He brings in a AWAC, nothing really to do here, gets Hydro Pumped, and it ends with the Hypno. Straight to the back with the OBSTAGOON, taking it out. Doesn't even know what my third Pokemon is. Teams were so similar. Then we got my opponent number 2. Who might it be? Real Swag fans will notice that the time jumped here. I did cut out a battle. I won the lead, I won the swap, and it was kind of boring. So I did win that fight. Just cut it out for you guys. Make it nice. Good commentary. So we got a Skarmory here. And teaching moment for you guys using this team, if you are leading against the Skarmory, throw Night Slash once. If you get the boost, stay in. If you don't get the boost, swap out. Because staying in against Skarmory is not going to go well for you in the end game, as you are going to find out here. Skarmory can just throw another Sky Attack, not exactly a 1 lead. My HP is basically depleted. He brings in an Azumarill. He swaps to the Shiftry. My Azumarill is now defeated. And I have a Shiftry lined up with my Hypno for the end game, which is it's not good. So let this be a lesson to all y'all watching this video to not stay in long against Skarmory leads. Just throw your Night Slash, do your piece. You didn't get the boost. It's a 1/8 chance. You didn't get it. Swap out. Just save yourself, man. Save yourself this embarrassment here of Shiftry just clowning your Hypno. Worst case scenario. In Battle 3, we're going to see a very similar lead situation. Obstagoon versus Skarmory. This fight happened immediately after that loss there. So, lesson learned. I'm throwing the Night Slash here and swapping out after, I guess, eating the Sky Attack. Burn that energy and then swap to the Azumarill. He brings in his own Azumarill, which is unfortunate because that means like 99% of the time it's going to be that Play Rough Azumarill. But not that bad, not that bad. Play Rough Azumarill versus Hydro Pump Azumarill. Yeah, you're going to lose with the Hydro Pump, but you do take out plenty of damage from them. You delay the match plenty enough. It's definitely not the worst case scenario. And as you can see here, fight dragged out enough that I could bring in my Hypno. I know Hypno has a good enough matchup against the Skarmory, so not too concerned there. You can see I throw the Thunder Punch. Very threatening to the Skarmory, and definitely threatening to the Azumarill. And if it's a Play Rough Azumarill, I know that it's pretty slow for Hypno here. So, Play Rough Azumarill, not the worst thing on the planet. And if anything else, I could have scouted what their final Pokemon is, which is also to my benefit. Skarmory's just sitting there, looking like a tasty snack for the Obstagoon. Obstagoon snacks it down, and then I throw the Night Slash, knowing that this is low enough HP, Night Slash takes it out. And then final Pokemon, Galar Stunfisk here, definitely a good matchup for the Obstagoon, and then of course for my Azumarill in the back. They throw the Rock Slide, I bring out the Azumarill, and it's a done deal. Just shielding that Rock Slide, Earthquake, whatever it is, the Ice Beam's got them, and I got the match. So, teaching moment, Skarmory, throw once, and then get the heck out, because definitely won't end well for you if you waste your Obstagoon losing to a Skarmory. Just not a good idea. Who will the next opponent be? We got Captain Faye here, El Capitan, leading Deoxys into the Obstagoon. So this is unfortunate. Deoxys usually has Thunderbolt, so definitely not the best lead for me to run into. They actually throw Psycho Boost and Bounce, so not too bad. And then they bring in the Azumarill, which is obviously, once again, going to be that Play Rough Azumarill. So not the best situation, not the worst, because if their Azumarill's out of the way, meaning my Hypno comes in, takes it out, then that's pretty decent for Obstagoon's endgame. Yeah, we do have the Gunk Shot to take out Azumarill, but if we don't fight Azumarill, that's also a win. That's also a W. We will take that win. So we throw the Thunder Punch here, as beautiful as ever. He brings back into Deoxys, and I throw the Shadow Ball. And in all my matches, these guys never shield it, except for this one. He shielded it. The only Deoxys I have fought in all of my Season 3 matches to shield it. Oh man, that's not good. So, bring back in the Azumarill, I throw the Hydro Pump, get that final shield. Maybe I could possibly win the endgame. And he throws Psycho Boost, oddly enough, and then swaps out of Obstagoon into Skarmory. Right now, I need the boost to win, and I got the boost, man. I got the boost. Yeah, I got the boost. That's it. That's simple as that. I throw another Night Slash here, and what do I get but another boost? Now, for the kids at home, I checked this out. Only one boost is necessary to do 50% Deoxys HP, so getting the double boost is just like, the extra spice to snap somebody's phone in half. But yeah, nah, the boost gods, good to me today. Good to me. Next up, we got Stunfisk in the lead again. It's Obstagoon versus the Fisk. Stunfisk's got nothing to do. I don't even know why these Stunfisks stay in. I mean, the guy could throw Rock Slide or Earthquake, could be very threatening, but it's almost always the Rock Slide. Now here, interesting note, I swapped to the Hypno. And I know that Hypno is going to lose this pivot, but I also know that he's got a Galar Stunfisk with basically no energy that could be lined up to either my Azumarill or my OBSTAGOON. So by bringing in Hypno here and wearing down its HP, maybe getting a shield, it's a good position for my OBSTAGOON because I can just straight take this guy out, get some extra energy, and then see what his final Pokemon is, which could be beneficial to the end game. And gambling paid off here, more like an educated guess, ends up being the Umbreon. And Umbreon completely clowns the Hypno. You know, the Hypno that I quote-unquote wasted against the Skarmory? Yeah, I know. And what is Umbreon gonna do to Azumarill here? Nothing. Big fat nothing. What is G-Fisk gonna do to the Azumarill here? Once again, big fat nothing. I think right here he tried to catch a Play Rough, but you know, I'm not one of them simps running a Play Rough Ice Beam Azumarill. We are Ice Beam Hydro Pump here on SwagTips. So, very good. And yeah, I don't know why the Umbreon here isn't shielding either. Maybe he's trying to pimp it out. You know, he's like, I'm not getting hit by no Hydro Pump. No Hydro Pump's coming to me today. Good job. But either way, it was a done deal. He would have lost that fight anyways. So, smooth move. Taking on the Skarmory with the Hypno. And then finally, this one's just a treat for you guys. Quote-unquote lost lead here. OBSTAGOON against the Tropius. I swapped to the Hypno because obviously Azumarill can't handle it. And right here is a perfect example of why you don't really want to swap to Hypno unless you have to, because frickin' Bastiodon comes in and just tanks your face, and it's awful. I threw the Shadow Ball to take some HP, threw the Thunder Punch to maybe get a shield, knowing that he was going to Stone Edge, and a second Shadow Ball, very unlikely. But because Bastiodon was locked in, I got to get to the trash can. Is it the bait? Nope. Took out the Tropius. Let me play that for you guys again. Got him. Now will he let me do it to him? He's gonna be like, no, this is the bait. This has got to be the bait to move. The Darth Baiter is here. And finally, for the end game here, we've got Blastoise versus Azumarill and OBSTAGOON. Two shields, two shields. I'm just gonna save you guys some time here and cut the fight close. It's a done deal. That fight's a one fight. So as you guys can tell, OBSTAGOON is a pretty devastating lead Pokemon, wins a lot of different leads, and always has that trash can waiting in the back. Somebody thinks they're slick, they're Azumarill, they're Tropius, they're whatever. Can't possibly get hit by a trash can. And then they do. Yeah, so swag tip there. If you think it's going to be the bait, it's going to be the trash. If you think it's going to be the trash, it's going to be the bait. There's no winning when it comes to OBSTAGOON as your opponent. And then there's the boost, of course, which is something I didn't mention earlier in the video. Yeah, Night Slash is pretty nutty. It's not really part of my lead matchup winning equation when it comes to OBSTAGOON, but it is that extra spice, you know, the 1/8 chance to maybe be insane. Pretty good on the OBSTAGOON. If you want some more examples of OBSTAGOON being crazy, Caleb Peng has a really good video out for the Ultra League where he uses both Zangoose with Night Slash and OBSTAGOON with Night Slash in the Ultra League. So if you want some more of that boost action, well, there you go. And of course, you can always tinker around with this concept as much as you would like. You know, maybe not using OBSTAGOON as a lead, but using it as a Pokemon in the back, or maybe going for other Pokemon to counter the counter users. For example, OBSTAGOON is really weak to Charm. In fact, my whole team, very vulnerable to Charm. So like swapping out, you know, Shadow Hypno for like Alola Marowak, and then maybe having another Pokemon as that kind of safe swap, but it has a better matchup against the Azumarill. That could be an idea as well. So you can tinker around with the other two Pokemon. Just keep in mind what OBSTAGOON's vulnerabilities are and try to match them with the Pokemon that you have in the back. You know, like handle the counter users and I guess handle the Charm users. But haven't seen a whole lot of Charm, really. And, you know, the Victory Bell Bastiodon teams, those are becoming very popular. So I don't expect to see a lot of Charm going forward, but we'll see how this meta develops. And if you guys are curious, when is Ryan Swag going to do a new Great League 101 simplified video? It is in the works. I almost have my graphic like in the final stages here. So I'm hoping that before the weekend, I get the new and improved Great League 101 out to you guys. So if you are excited for that video, haven't subscribed already for some reason, well, make sure to do that. SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these patron supporters. You want to support the Swagman on Patreon? Link in the description. Alright, Boost Gods, please give me the 1-8 chance. Yes!